Are we on?
Yeah,
Right, I think we're on. Do you know, I do like that music.
it's very nice, very professional.
I think I think the chords on that are just so nice. And how it kind of it pitches down as it goes through. It's just such a nice intro.
Oh, you're
Intro song.
getting very technical tonight.
I would say well done, StreamYard, for whoever did that. Well done. Yeah, well done. Really good. We're here live Sunday. Don't know what day it is.
No,
Oh, sorry, day. It's just all these days are just
they're
lockdown
melding
days.
together, aren't they? Really.
Yeah, I
Happy
said
New Year, everybody. By the way.
yes. Happy New Year, everybody. We're 3 days in. So we're doing okay. 3 days. Can you believe it?
Crikey,
3 days.
I thought it would like 33. I've just lost track.
I said on a stream the other day, we are on the longest continual weekend in history. Everybody's waiting for it's basically Sunday night, and everybody is waiting for Monday morning to go back to work and just resume life. Everybody's stuck.
I'll be
on
grateful
Sunday.
for tomorrow morning when the alarm goes off. I've got coof cabin fever.
Coof.
There we go.
At least you're working, mate.
Well, if you can call it that.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'll take that back. At least you are presenting, dear sir.
Yes, it's true.
Not DJing, but presenting.
Yes, as a professional presenter, we find the term DJ highly offensive.
I would say, who's your just to go a little bit sidetracked, who is your kind of obviously yourself? Who is your favorite presenter stroke DJ type?
Oof, now then. Oh wow. That's a really tough one to. I've never really emulated anybody, and I've never really copied or cloned or used anybody as a baseline.
Is there anybody you look up to? I do have a couple of kind of DJ heroes, I must admit.
Right. I suppose if somebody held a gun to my head and said you've got to at least pick one, it would be Kenny Everett.
That is back in the day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
His show was just, it was as zany as his TV show, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the thing is, Kenny was, God rest his soul, he was very technical. He was very deeply into the technical side of things.
Yes.
And that's more of my shtick. I'm more into the production and the technical side of things, because sitting there doing the presenting, it's like sat down having a coffee, Okay. It's fun and it's all right, but if there's something a bit deeper and a bit technical I can get into, whether that's writing and producing adverts or messing around in what we call the rack room, I'd sooner be doing that. Anyway, we're digressing. I thought we were going to talk about cool sci-fi, retro, whatever.
We are, but we're getting there. Could I just, in terms of DJs, the DJ who I think was long overdue getting back on the radio, and it's only just happened in the past year or so, is Gary Davis.
Yeah.
Genuinely, this, I think maybe it's just kind of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because I always remember when I finished school, I was painting the porter cabins at school as work experience.
Oh yeah.
And obviously you have the radio on all day. And Gary Davis, obviously massive in the early 80s, wasn't he? In mid 80s. Then he just I don't know if he fell out of favor or did something else. He just
No. The BBC brought in a new controller
Right.
and he decided he was going to get rid of all the dinosaurs. So that's he just started going in and making presenters extinct. There's a series. There was a series on the national broadcaster. I think it was called Blood on the Work Floor or something like that.
I remember seeing it. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I genuinely think he's come out of the cold now. Somebody, I think it was Steve Wright who gave him the opportunity to come in from the cold when Steve Wright was on holiday.
Mm.
And I remember the first show he did, and you could tell he'd not DJ'd for a long time.
Yeah, that was me when I started
Yeah.
live.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't know it's a lot of smoke and mirrors these days. A lot of shows are what we call pre-recorded.
Yes.
And all these nice bits of software that stations employ these days, you just click a button and you can record between the records and just do it like you were there.
All right. So a lot of it is not live, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I was
Right.
I was on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, and I was at home. In fact, if we ever got snowed in here, all I've got to do is launch an application, and I can dial straight into work and do it all from home.
Technology, amazing.
Yeah.
Gary Davis for me. He's got better and better, and now he's kind of like the number 2 for Ken Bruce when he's on Jollies.
Do you know, I've never met Gary Davis, but if he's as nice as his sister,
yeah,
then I know his sister. You see?
Oh right, okay. I love Gary Davis. I just, I don't know. As I said, I don't know if it's nostalgia, but I just think he's a genuinely decent chap and DJ. But there you go. That's enough about DJ talk. So, what we were going to talk about? We were going to talk about sci-fi at some point, weren't we?
We were. Did you catch the Doctor Who, whatever it was?
Did you?
I did not. I abstained.
I did not, too.
Really? Well,
yes.
Didn't you message me saying, "Are you watching Doctor Who?"
It was probably. I just I will catch it at some point.
Right. Well, I to be honest, I was what's the word? I was watching the paint dry channel again.
Oh right, okay. It's
you know the one we're competing against.
To be fair, Trev, as we've said, it is a good channel.
It is indeed.
The writing is the writing's better than Doctor Who.
It is indeed, and it's quite exciting tonight. It's Vanilla Crush.
Oh, okay. Is it satin or matte?
It's matte.
Right. Okay. So that will appear to take longer to dry because you won't be able to tell because of the sheen of satin.
Oh, just changing the subject again, pal. Like we never do that.
Right.
Writer Captain Opinion in the comments says, "Who remembers Llama Man? Who? Do you remember Llama Man? Who's Llama Man? What do you mean, Banana Man?
Llama Man? No, I know Jeff Minter, who used to write video games. You remember Attack of the Llamas? Mutant Camels. Yeah, Attack of the Mutant Camels and all that lot.
He's still into his sheep. Oh, from Steve Wright in the Afternoon. No, I can remember. In fact, do you remember Mr. Mad and Sid the Manager?
Yes.
The characters.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you who that really was.
Right. I have a theory.
Go on.
I'm not going to say about those. You know was it Barry, the life coach that he's done recently?
I don't know because
I had to me, I tell you that sounded like he only pops on now and again. It sounded like Nicholas Parsons.
No. Well, Mr. Madden said the manager. I'll give you in fact, if I give you a clue, it's
This is
basically
going way
giving it away.
back.
But anyway, the guy who does those characters, what's this? He can bleed, he can trot, he's got everything a llama's got. There goes Llama Man. No, I must have missed that one, to be honest. But Mr. Madden said the manager, ladies and gentlemen, X Factor. You know the guy who does all that?
You are joking.
It's him, Peter Dixon.
Peter Dixon. Competition time. Wow.
And I tell you something, he's got a rapier wit. I once gave him 2 adverts
Peter Dixon, Jesus.
to voice for a radio station that I used to work on.
Okay.
And I said to him, Pete, I said, I've got 2 scripts for you. He went, God bless you, Trevor. The kids will have pork chops this weekend. I never forget that.
You mean his brain is it's ticking over faster than the rest of us?
He's sharp. He was doing all that Patrick Allen stuff on E4. Remember the Barrett Man type adverts?
Yeah.
That was him.
He must have made a tidy crust from all those voiceovers.
It's very lucrative. You know, if you voice an advert for what's it called, Spotify.
Okay.
That's £200 equity rate, or it was.
Assuming you're in equity.
You don't have to be in equity to charge the equity rate.
Right, okay.
There you go.
Because it was quite difficult to get an equity card back in the day.
Was.
Is that still the case?
No. You can join now pretty much easily. But back in the day, in the early 90s, when I was indoctrinated, you had to have somebody recommend you.
Right. Okay. Much like the BBC, have somebody recommend you.
And it's like being in a union. You know, you just paying somebody to take your money, and when you need them, the phone's off the hook.
Such is life.
Anyway, we are
sci-fi, mate. So Doctor Who.
Oh God, no, please.
I was kind of tempted, as you know, like just like kind of a sick pleasure of trying to hurt yourself.
What, you're going to do it like voyeuristic?
Yes, but I just thought, fuck it. Sorry, ladies and gents. I just thought, nah.
Language, Mr. Brown.
I just thought, no. I will catch it at some point. But
well, I had a full steam last night, so I thought I'd spend my time making it disappear.
And being on the toilet, no doubt, or going to the toilet.
I'm not Elvis.
Oh God, yet.
Oh, later, thank you very much.
So, was there actually any? So, we are both agreed that Doctor Who New Year's special, whatever you want to call it, was a no for us this year.
No, it was no square for me.
Yeah, same here. It's just lost it for me. I don't know. Not feeling it. No. And what I've heard, yeah, forget it.
It'd be interesting to see what the actual viewing figures would be for that particular episode.
Right. I think
wonder if it'd be the lowest Christmas special / New Year's special that they've ever screened.
I think it was their best viewing figures for the day, but
right.
But overall, it was well down on previous. Right. I think it was up against the ITV News
test card,
which did well. It was up against the kettle boiling channel.
Oh yeah.
That one hands down.
Or the pot noodle channel. We ought to do one of those. Mr. Brown 2, set another channel up, and we'll do a pot noodle at the same time we're on, and we can see who gets more likes and subscribes or whatever, and more people joining in.
That might be a good idea, actually. Why don't we do a stream where It's just a homage, a love letter to pot noodle.
Yeah,
Just for the crack.
Bring back pot rice, else I'll go crazy.
Shall I? I'll tell you what I could do. I could email pot noodle.
Yeah, now there's an idea.
Could be a laugh. You know, sometimes some of the best ideas come out of cocking about.
Who were? Do you know, I'm really concerned. I can't seem to tweet.
Listen, can I just say, if you can't tweet, it's probably for the best.
Okay.
Hello, Donny Pearson. Hello, sir. How you doing, my friend? Honestly, Trev, Twitter, it's a fucking hellhole, mate.
Yeah, bit of a cesspit.
I I can't understand, why is it so bad?
SJWs or so I hear.
It's.
Do you want to know? This is really weird. I've
Yeah, go on.
managed to tweet from my mobile device, but from the laptop, it's not letting me do it, which is really bizarre. It's crazy.
Right. Well, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe your laptop is trying to tell you something.
Ah, hello, Donny. Happy New Year. Hope everyone is well this first Sunday of 2021. Well, I'm all right. I don't know about you, Mr. B.
I'm not too bad. I will say, Donny's he's a very good piano player. I used to play, or I tried to learn piano back in the day. I got up to grade 1. But the thing about piano is you've got to practice every day. Literally, you've got to practice for half an hour minimum every day. And sometimes life and work just get in the way.
Yeah, I used to dabble in making music, but I don't seem to get the quality of time I used to. So I'm always, everybody says, oh, why didn't you get this done? Why didn't you get that done? And I'm not joking. There's not enough hours in the day. It's like we've entered a region of space-time where gravity's warping time and everything's going too quick to get anything done.
It is. We're on the event horizon of a black hole where the time dilation is going the opposite way. So time, because of the gravitational pull, light is accelerating. So I would assume if light is accelerating, time accelerates as well.
Time is relative, so it's all down to the observer. If you know your general relativity, of course.
Yes, but if you know your general relativity, going through an event horizon of a black hole, would that skew the relativity?
Well,
Lots of gravity.
Not having been in that situation, I can't speak and corroborate scientific speculation with truth.
You've just reminded me of something.
Oh God!
Where
No.
I know a piece of shit just popped into my head.
Who were? I hope we're going to wipe.
And that piece of shite is. I have a theory about. Do you remember? You know, CERN, the big.
Oh yeah, where the Large Hadron Collider is. Yeah.
Yeah, the Hadron Collider in Switzerland.
That's the one.
Was that turned on in about 2012 for the first time?
Do you think that's when time's gone a bit pear-shaped?
Yeah, because since 2012, this last 8 years, sorry, 9 years now. Don't you think this last 9 years have just flown by? And as you said,
yeah.
and as you said, the one constant in the universe is time, isn't it?
Or is it? We don't know.
Well, I would say the one constant thing on Earth is time. It seems to have gone a bit weird since that thing was switched on.
Right.
This past 8 years, well, we won't include this last 3 days. So this past 8 years, for me, fucking hell, it's just flown by. It just seems to have double speed.
Huh. What's this? Distinguishing between general and special relativity is tight. I like that. Yes, tight. Yes, like a tiger. I love that film.
We obviously know fuck all about the subjects. We're just total. Well, I don't. So I'm just talking bollocks.
I'm just an armchair scientist.
I am very interested in it, to be fair. You know, astronomy, all that stuff. I wanted to be shot into space when I was a kid.
Really? My parents wanted me shot into space when I was a kid. Bizarre that.
What's the Chubby Brown gag? About being shot into space. I'd been shot in what? But my dad was pissed or something. I can't remember.
No idea, mate. No idea. Yeah. That's beyond my scope of relativity.
Well, it's been so long since I've listened to any Chubby Brown. It's not. I can't remember it basically.
You misogynist. Anyway, you're being an ist and a ism and a phobe.
Is Chubby Brown still around?
He is.
Is he still doing his? Well, obviously he's not at the moment. But is he still doing his tours and stuff?
I know he's alive and well.
Right.
Do you know what his real name is?
It is Royston Vasey.
Royston Vasey. Welcome to Royston Vasey. Hello, Trev.
Dave.
There's a blockage in your drain, Dave, but it's all right now.
We'll have no trouble here.
There's a local shop for local people. I love that show. In fact, the top end of my county is where that is filmed. And a friend of mine, every time he's drunk, he says, "Yeah, we're going to go to where they filmed that." And I'm like, yeah, Ben, whenever. Amazing ideas he comes out with, that lad, when he's drunk.
The League of Gentlemen is a great show.
I don't think they get away with Papa Lazarou nowadays, do you?
Oh, fucking hell. I know. I saw on the Twitter today, they're trying to cancel Greece as racist, rapist, blah 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 blah.
What Greece is in what? Copper
Greece
Grease
is the word.
Oh right,
the musical. The film. Can you believe it?
How did who seriously? Who comes up with this shit?
Fuck knows. I think. Fuck knows. I just wish these people would go up that black hole.
Do you know what? It's like they're all on a bus, a special bus. You know?
I do. We had a conversation I had the other day. The ultimate weapon for these people is
telling the truth.
These people are effectively drug addicts.
Really? What, drama addicts, you mean?
No, drug. As in, let me explain.
Go for it.
It's the electronic device ultimate kind of pleasure reward.
Well, I'm lucky in that respect because do you know what I've been doing a lot lately? Just not bothering with the phone.
Yeah. It's the ultimate pleasure system for the brain.
I could think of better things, to be honest.
You just get that massive dopamine hit of scrolling and stuff.
You've got the first part of that word right, dope.
That in combination with it's like giving verbal terrorists a fucking machine gun. They're just gonna fucking strafe everywhere and not give a fuck.
Do you know, it's funny that I commented on a friend's post just before Christmas on Faceache, and this young lady dived in and said, "I'm offended by that." And do you know how I shut her down?
Go on.
I replied, "I'm offended at you being offended," and that was the last I heard.
Fucking hell! It's
everybody's got a right to be offended. Why? No, but do you know this makes my sphincter chuckle. You know, there's too many kids been in an education system where everybody gets a prize, where, that's defeating the object of life. You don't go for a job interview and they come out and go, well, you did really well, Billy. Here's a trophy for coming second, and everybody else who didn't get the job. That don't happen. In the real world, shit like that just does not materialize. People aren't learning to suck it up.
People are not learning about life.
And then when you make a comparison...
Life is hard knocks. Life
Yeah.
can be the most amazing, can give you the most amazing highs, but it can also give you the most amazing lows
as well, yeah.
Yes.
But the thing is, you try and make these comparisons with younger people, and a lot of them go, oh, you're an anachronism, or you're an ism, or a phobe. Is that the way of shutting you down?
Well, I'm a Yahtzee.
Well, have you been shaking your dice?
I have. Yahtzee! Great game.
Do you know, there was a young driver just before Christmas who nearly took the front end of my car off, and they had the cheek to insinuate that I was Gareth Hunt magicking the beans. Now then, that'll
Gareth
have gone
Hunt,
over a lot of heads.
God rest his soul.
I wonder if he saw Purdy naked.
I'll tell you something though. Gareth Hunt wouldn't have taken shit.
I think he was quite a hard bastard, really.
It's the ones that don't look hard, or the ones that don't come over as hard, they're the hardest.
Like Jason King from Department S.
Fucking hell, you're going back there.
I tell you what I liked, The Persuaders.
The Persuaders has the finest theme tune of any television program ever.
No, you are in error.
No.
Yes, you are. Return of the Saint.
No.
Heathen. What's wrong with Return of the Saint? That is the bomb.
You mean the yeah, it's all right. The Ian Ogilvy 70s.
Yeah.
With his jack.
Stickman. With his stickman.
That one.
How does it go? That's the one. Hang on a minute, I've got to stop you. I've got to stop you there.
Before I get hit with a...
Were you doing the theme to the Milk Tray Man there a bit, or what?
That you can't... Go on, you do it then.
No, I'm terrible. I wish I had the ability to play it while we were doing the live stream, but...
to be fair,
I'm on one of those fancy pants sound cards and it don't let me do it.
Listen, I agree. It's a good theme tune. It's very of its time, but
it is.
The Persuaders. It was Barry, wasn't it? What's his name? I can't remember his name. The name's forgiving me. He did all the
Barry
Bond.
Gray.
Did all the Bond stuff as well.
Oh, bloody hell!
This is two old men struggling.
John Barry.
Yes, John Barry. John Barry is one of the greatest composers ever.
Do you know why I like his stuff? The best score I think he did.
Can I just...
For a Disney film as well, The Black Hole.
Yes, I know. I will say, I agree with you. The Black Hole is a great
a Disney film that contains death.
As well as Bambi.
Eh? Oh, yeah, I get what you mean now. Well, let's see. Psycho bloke, I forgot his name now. Anthony Perkins.
Robert Forster.
Yeah, who sadly passed away. You got Ernest Borgnine.
Ernest Borgnine.
Borgnino, actually. Or Ernesto Borgnini.
To be fair, he had Roddy McDowell as one of the was it Sid, the robot, the one who got the
Vincent.
Vincent.
It was old Bob Slim Pickens.
Yeah. To be fair, I think The Black Hole is a very, very underrated classic.
It is.
Which kind of ties nicely to all the relativity stuff we were talking previously.
Yes.
God, we're good.
That's a tedious link. Well done, that man. There we go.
God, we're good. Hey, watch the
I know.
house rules.
No, that wasn't. No, that's the chair.
House rules, amigo.
Says you with the farting chair.
I know.
Uh-oh, you just made me reply wrong to an instant message there. Oh, well.
Okay. Apparently, I don't know if this is true. Disney are going to be remaking the Black Hole.
No, it's not happening. No, it's not happening. That was teased in Tron Legacy, and that was 2012, yeah.
I think with regards everything that's going on at Disney, obviously they're kind of, it just seems to be geared up for kids or kind of nice entertainment. That's the kind of Disney thing, isn't it?
It's not very nice, really.
I don't know why Disney just don't have Disney and then kind of like Disney adult.
Sorry, that was my fault.
Yeah, I could hear myself
yes.
talk. You know, like Disney 18 or Disney grown up, because they have bought a lot of the kind like Alien and
yes,
all those franchises. How are they going to how the fuck are they going to do like a PG Alien?
Yeah, imagine that.
Do you think Alien will be woke?
Can you imagine the chest burster coming out going, "Oh, sorry about that, I'm just popping out to the shops."
And it'll obviously be a coloured one.
Oh, controversial. You know what it's going to do, don't you? It's going to come out, it's going to put that hat on, and it's going to be standing there with a cane in one hand. Hello, my darling. Hello, my honey. You know, like the end of Spaceballs.
Yeah. Oh, God.
John Hurt's lay there. Oh, no. Not again.
The great John Hurt. Sorry, Sir
I think he should have had his own little spin-off with the War Doctor. I thought that would have been a great idea.
Yes, a lot of I think the BBC back then opportunities were missed.
Big time.
Because to be fair, I think they had all the show. Was it Stephen Moffat who was he was
probably
yeah, he'd just come on board, hadn't he? Really?
Really? Did he clean it up after?
Yeah. To be fair, Doctor Who back then was good. They've just totally fucked it, haven't they?
I'm just thinking now. John Hurt, War Doctor, M41A pulse rifle. That'd have been cool.
Well, like a crossover between Aliens and the War Doctor.
Yeah. Apparently, there's 3 Alien spin-off TV shows in the pipeline with Disney.
To be fair, with The Mandalorian, there has been quite a few. It has been kind of it's been a little bit more violent than you like your normal kind of certificate U stuff. So on that score, it has been okay. It's been pretty good. Alien, traditionally, if you want to see a TV series with Alien, you need to see heads exploding and jaws getting fisted and stuff like that.
Excuse me. No fisting here. This is a local TV show for local people. We'll have none of that here.
Again, Alien, a franchise that...
Did you know somewhere in a vault locked away, there's a cartoon spin-off of Aliens?
You are joking. A cartoon?
I am not. Operation Aliens, it was called. It was going to be a Saturday morning kids' TV cartoon. There are screenshots available if you search Operation Aliens.
Did you ever see the Roughnecks? Well, that was Starship Troopers cartoon, wasn't it?
I didn't. I've seen RoboCop the cartoon. That's a joke.
The Starship Troopers was actually produced by some of the episodes. I'm sure were written by Edward Neumeier as well.
Neumeier, yeah, he was RoboCop too. Would you like to know more?
Well, not at the moment. Yeah, the Roughnecks Starship Troopers TV cartoon series was pretty good, to be fair. It was
I must have
produced
missed
by
that one.
It was produced by Paul Verhoeven.
I thought you were going to say pot noodle.
So it. Oh, fucking hell. We really do need to do this pot noodle thing because you just keep banging on about them.
Oh, I'm more of a non-shim person these days. I've gone up a notch.
Okay, writer Captain Opinion says UK version Robocopper.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is your mask? Excuse me? Where is your mask?
Rosa Copper.
I could think of something,
Rosa.
but it's not a suitable word. Robo, see you next Tuesday.
Oh yeah, definitely see you next Tuesday.
Or maybe you could have like a porn spoof called Robocock.
You've obviously not seen the Doomcock Fet for Hire memes.
No,
because there is one that says Robocock.
Oh right. I don't really do Doomcock these days. I used to stay up on a Friday, and
it's a good show.
I'd be totally cream crackered all Saturday, so I had to make a compromise.
He's on far too late for his.
For me, yes, but
for
his audience, I think that's fine in America.
Oh yeah, he knows his market over there, but there's indeed, Hail Doomcock. There is he does have a big following over here.
My friend, she's a really big fan. She's one of his moderators on the chat now.
Which one's that?
Stella Heather.
Oh, is she from over here?
No, she's in America.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, Stella Heather. Hail Stella Heather.
Yes, hail indeed.
Yeah, I kind of message her sometimes on the stream when I'm awake.
Mm.
I was actually on his New Year's show the other day.
Oh yeah.
He invited me on. I just said hello, Happy New Year, take care, blah blah. That was it. He's well liked by a lot of people.
And what's not to like, to be honest?
It's a good show, to be fair. It's the stuff he does every.
It's way past Horlicks time for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's light entertainment for all this bullshit that's going around.
I agree.
And I think obviously he has his channel where he does all his Disney videos and his his fandom menace and all that stuff.
Don't say the D word.
I won't. But I think people enjoy the Frolics show far better than all his content. Yeah. He's a talented bloke. He's a good singer. He's a good singer. And everybody loves him.
Yes.
Anyway, okay,
I like a good 99% of his fans, not the ones that came after me once. So I'll leave it there.
Oh, okay. I would say tell me more, but maybe another time.
Nah. There's some people have no sense of humor.
There is just idiots wherever you go. I think
let the side down a little bit, but
a big problem with sending electronic messages, and this is irrespective of being on Twitter, Facebook, Messenger, or anything, is a message can be sent with the bestest of intent. But where it falls down is when it's the person who's reading the message and how they interpret the message.
Yeah.
Because I've sent messages where I thought I was being generous and being complimentary. And I don't know if the person has read it wrong or was in a foul mood or just being a complete twat. It's not good, is it?
No, it's not.
Messages, while being convenient and fantastic, because you can chat to anybody worldwide instantly. You
Oh, for
need
God's sake!
the
Sorry.
human touch.
Yes. Yeah. Stuff can be lost in translation, I suppose. But
It can.
then again, it's up to people to be grown up and not be complete dicks.
Anyway, that's for
Moving
another time.
swiftly on.
Yeah, that's maybe another conversation for another time. Right. Okay. We'll change the subject. This is where I get very unprofessional and kind of struggle because I'm still learning my presenter chops. So
I've nothing to
yeah.
teach you. You're doing
Well,
quite well. You're doing quite well on
okay.
your own, mate.
I'm so professional, ladies and gentlemen. I actually wrote a couple of notes for tonight. This week, I'll tell you what I've been watching, Trev, this week. I don't know if you've seen this. Have you seen Cobra Kai?
Yeah, we started watching season 3. It's not bad. It's a good crack. I watched halfway through season 3, and I got a bit of a shock. Who was in it?
Can I just say?
I'm not going to say anything. I won't say anything.
I've just finished the one where he's in Japan.
Well, that's where I am.
Great episode.
But who was he? Who did he meet up with? Who was he having a cup of tea with? Did you recognise that person? Huh? What?
I was just speaking to. For some reason, Captain Opinion loves my accents. I don't know why.
Well, you're from Yorkshire. I'm from the next county down and to the right.
You're from down south.
Technically, I'm close enough to Yorkshire to be considered a D-dar. That might give you a bit of a clue.
If I knew what a D-dar was.
You're a Yorkshireman and you don't know what a D-dar is.
Should I?
Oh, okay. A Sheffielder.
Oh. That's South Yorkshire, isn't it?
Mm.
I'm North Yorkshire.
Ah, well, I was
anything with South, forget it.
Born spitting distance of South Yorkshire, mate.
Spitting being the operative word for anybody from South Yorkshire, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Manners maketh the man.
If I was a football fan, I'd technically qualify as a Blades fan.
Oh. I think, yes. I have actually been to a football match with, that's Sheffield United, isn't it?
Yeah, on Bramall Lane.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend, who I used to live with in Leeds, in a house, in a back-to-back in Leeds, back-to-back living. Ugh, terrible. She was a massive Wolves fan.
Oh yeah.
And to be fair, well, she was from Wolves, from Dudley. Dudley. To be fair, I am as well. Wolverhampton, because I studied down there for 5 years, is my second team.
Mention it.
We went to a football match, Wolves v Sheffield United. When I think there was in the first division or the
was that at Bramall Lane or was that at Wolves ground? Yeah,
it was at Bramall Lane.
Oh yeah.
She treated me basically. It was an excuse for her to go, so she paid for me, which and to be fair, I enjoyed it. I'm not a kind of big football, I've been to the odd match and I've enjoyed it. The football match was on the day where we came out. The match had finished, and on the radio, they just said that was it Discovery, the shuttle
had blown up,
had burnt up. Yeah,
I know when that was.
And I always remember that.
Hang on a minute. Hey, do you mean Columbia?
No, it was it wasn't Columbia, because Columbia was early 80s.
Challenger?
It wasn't Challenger. I think it Discovery or Endeavour. It was one of those.
No, there's only two. They only lost 2 vehicles, NASA. That was Challenger.
They've lost 3.
In 80.
They've lost 3.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
One,
As far as I'm aware, they've only lost Challenger and
right,
Columbia.
okay, listen, chat, can you correct us? Because I may be just talking bollocks, which is highly likely. It was the one where some of
The chunk of tank hit the wing and it made a hole in it.
No. That was
Columbia.
yeah.
All right then. Hang on. I'll
Some of the heat tiles had come off from the underside of the
That's
vehicle.
Columbia. No, that's Columbia. I'm telling you. Right.
No,
Listen,
because
how many space
it was in
shuttles have been
space.
lost?
I thought 3.
Columbia. Let's see.
Right, come on, chat. Start earning your money now. I know we've only got 2 viewers. Come on, start earning your money, boys. I thought it was 3. There was the
How
first
many
one.
space shuttles were destroyed?
Is that the Google?
Yeah. She's not talking to me for some reason.
Missions flown. 2 orbiters were destroyed.
There you go.
Loss of crew totaling 14 astronauts.
There we go.
Challenger lost 73 seconds after liftoff.
Right, okay.
STS-51L, January 28th, 1986.
And the other one, and I know this for a fact because I
This
was
is probably what it is.
I was
Okay,
driving
this
home
is
from a
probably what
radio
it is.
station, and it was on my birthday. It was a Saturday.
Yes, well then it's correct then, mate. You are correct. I stand corrected.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
February
was one.
1st, 2003. That's my birthday.
There you go. God, was it that long ago?
Yeah, 2003.
Because
That was Challenger in 86 and Columbia in 2003. So I was right. You were wrong.
it doesn't give me any pleasure knowing that you was correct. Because when anything like that, it was genuinely upsetting. Because obviously we're into stuff like that, aren't we?
Yeah.
So.
My friend had a T-shirt, my best friend, and I fell out with him over this. In 1986, when he came back from his holiday after school, and we got back to school, and he was wearing a T-shirt, and it said, "Do you know what NASA stands for?" And do you know what it said on the back? Need another 7 astronauts, and I just flipped.
Oh, what was the other joke? NASA's favorite drink, 7 Up.
7 Up, yeah, I remember that one too.
Not good. Yeah, when the second one burnt up in the atmosphere, that could have been NASA's greatest moment, because they could have kept the shuttle up in space because they had the supplies, and they could have fueled up one of the ones which was practically in the big garage and sent it up.
Sent it up as a repair crew, yeah. Hey, you've just reminded me of an amazing B film starring Lee Majors.
The great Lee Majors. Go on.
Yeah. Did you ever see that thing where they came out with a hypersonic airplane and it went too far out into the atmosphere and it got stuck in orbit and they sent a shuttle up to get them all?
No.
I think it was called something like Aircraft One or something like that. I would have to IMDb it. Not IMDb, but IMDb it.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to do that now. Yeah.
The $6 Million Man was a great program for a generation, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
Apparently, what's his name? Marky Mark Wahlberg is bringing that back, isn't
he? Yeah, great.
I'll believe it when I see it, but it's the $6 billion man, isn't it?
I don't know. I'd expect it to be $6.99 man in Poundland or something.
No, that's obviously adjusted for inflation, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Let me go back. I remember this film being advertised in Lookin'. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, God. My God. Lookin' was it was like the Junior TV Times back in the day in the 70s and early 80s.
I've got it. It was 1983. It was a TV movie called Starflight, the plane that couldn't land. I'm sure it was called something else.
I'm sure yeah, bells are ringing on that.
Oh, go away. Not you.
Okay.
It says on the maiden flight of the first hypersonic commercial plane, which can make the flight from New York to London in 4 hours, a minor disaster occurs, resulting in the plane actually going into orbit. There we go.
couldn't Concorde do it in 3? So what was the point of that?
Oh, Starflight 1, that's what it was called over here.
Right. I remember that.
See, I knew it was something like that.
Writer Captain Opinion says, don't get me started on Mark Wahlberg.
No, don't get me started. I've played his songs on the radio. I'm disgruntled already.
I'm kind of in the same camp. I used to play all the when I was DJing. It used to be all the which band was he in? Was it New Kids?
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. You're thinking of Donnie Wahlberg, who's in New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, we used to play all the tunes, and they were great.
That's a matter of opinion and perspective. I'm
afraid they were great at the time.
Oh, they were shocking.
I don't get Mark Wahlberg as an actor.
There's only one film I like him in.
Yeah, go on.
Boogie Nights. Oh, Dirk Diggler. I think that's his acting shtick. All in one porno. Well, no. You know how he's kind of wooden in there, and he's like, I don't know. He's acting wooden because that's how, porn actors were back in the day. I think that's how he acts anyway. He's just, wooden.
Okay. Donnie says Columbia was destroyed in 2003.
Yeah.
It was just me being old.
Not the movie studios. Hey! I like that one. Round of applause. Nice one, Donnie.
Well done, Donnie. Is this cancel? Sorry, my teeth are not working tonight. Is this cancel culture? In this cancel culture, why does MW get a free pass for literal racist assault? Probably because the women like him and he entertains people, maybe? I don't know.
How do you work that one out? How does he entertain people?
Well, not everybody.
Okay.
Maybe it's just going back to Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, where people have just gotten very nice, nostalgic fluffiness. Yeah.
Hey, somebody's just posted something on my timeline on Twitter.
Okay.
I'm currently watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I love that film.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I can honestly say I've not seen that one.
It's a Chiodo Brothers production. The tagline for that was, "In space, no one can eat ice cream."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's not bad. It's a solid B.
What, solid B movie or solid B as
movie?
In... Yeah. Okay.
It's on par with Street Trash. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, well, should I say, both gentlemen in the chat.
Where's Sclav? Where's Sclav tonight? I'm missing him.
He popped in for one of my streams the other day, which was quite touching.
Really? Cool.
He did, yeah. World of Trev's knowledge of all these obscure films and shite far outweighs my expertise in the field of shite.
I grew up in a VHS nightmare. I rented that many films as a kid. Many films I shouldn't have been able to rent.
We had, speaking of VHS, we had a video van that used to come round on.
Oh yeah, we had one.
I think it was it Thursday and Tuesday? So basically, you rented a VHS, and you got it for the 3 days or 4 days, depending.
Yeah,
and it was quite good value. I always remember this van pulling up, and they just opened the side doors, and basically the showroom is the floor of the van full of VHSs. It was a good idea, to be fair, wasn't it?
I miss video.
You cannot beat touching physical media.
True.
Even VHS tapes.
In fact, I was doing a bit of rummaging before Christmas, and I found a couple of VHS tapes, but they were, I don't know, I can't remember what was on them. Nothing dodgy. It's just like, when we transferred stuff from one format to another, like kids' birthdays and, you know, birthday
we
mentions
we
on the
had
kids'
two
TV
VHSs,
channels and
so
stuff.
yeah. Yeah, we had two VHS recorders, so we could record films. I remember having all the Star Trek and Star Wars and Aliens. Sorry, sorry, not Aliens. I had all the Star Trek. Do you remember all the canon films, all the ninja
Oh, yeah.
films,
Like Chuck Norris movies.
and Shogasugi? Do you remember those?
Not off
It
the
was all
top of my
the.
head.
Was it Golem Canon or Canon Golem films? You know the.
Golem Global or something.
That's him. They did the Superman 4 as well, didn't they?
Oh, God,
They
there
were
is
they
no
were
Superman 4.
they were very, very big for all those kind of ninja films and kind of B-rate films back in the day.
I don't know. I saw that many B movies as a kid growing up. It's just, there's a lot. It's a mess in there. It's like, imagine having a dodgy old VHS machine and you fast forwarded at the wrong point and it all came out the front.
Yes.
You know, that's kind of what my brain looks like inside. What's this? Aliens is the 1986 sequel to Alien. You don't say.
I will just say, going back to the VHS to VHS recording, Aliens.
You mean pirating?
Bootlegging. Yeah.
Pirating.
It was for
Yarr.
it was for personal use though.
Yarr.
Aliens was the first film, the first VHS tape to introduce anti-piracy coding on the top.
Yeah. That's amazing. I had a copy by the end of the week.
You could tape it, but there was like these light coding boxes on the top of the screen. You couldn't see them when you were playing the tape, but when you were trying to record from another record to another VHS, these light bar signal things would tell the recording VHS to darken or brighten the recording.
Right. I don't seem to remember that.
Yeah, so when you recorded Aliens, you would watch the bootleg VHS, and for a while the picture would seem okay, and then it would go dark for prolonged periods of time.
Oh, right.
You know, thus spoiling, the film.
Right.
And then after a while, it got to the point where basically the brightness was just going on and off all the time. So you just basically couldn't record anything. So Aliens was the first film to introduce that new technology.
Well, it didn't work when I copied it.
Then you could buy a little box which you would put between two VHS recorders, which would compensate for that. So, the pirates were not too far behind. Yeah, we taped all the Star Trek films and all the Star Wars and stuff like that. So yeah.
You know the Star Trek the motion picture that ITV used to run quite often?
Yeah.
That was actually a bootleg copy.
You are joking.
No, it's the ABC cut and the American
yes.
cut. So it was the one where Kirk was going after Spock, but it was coming out of one of those underside docking ports on the saucer section of the Enterprise. But it wasn't a finished set. Yes. There was no matte. It was supposed to be a bit of actual real set, and the rest was supposed to be matte. And they didn't actually do that bit. They didn't actually process it.
I know. I've seen the videos on YouTube with that. Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah. There's also a part where it never made it into the final cut. It was on the cutting room floor. Is the memory wall? I don't know if you ever knew about that.
Just bear with me. The old man. This is very professional. The old man's walked in, so you're gonna have to.
Okie dokie. Right, there we go. What's this one? What's this? The special longer version of. Is that the Star Trek the motion picture you're on about, Donnie? And what's that? In my teenage years, I never recorded key parts of the Benny Hill show. Benny Hill, crikey. I
I'm
used to love
back.
watching Benny
That's
Hill.
not,
Hello!
Benny Hill was great. I'm back. Sorry, but my dad's just walked in talking about how bad the coof is around the local area.
Ah,
Ugh.
the great scandemic, but we'll move swiftly on.
Yes. Going back to Donny Pearson, hail Donny. Yeah, Golan Globus Production. They used to do all the. Do you remember American Ninja?
Oh, Michael Dudikoff.
That was such a 80s film, which we fucking loved at the time. But it'd be just. Was it Judy Nixon was in it as well?
I don't know. I know there's China O'Brien. Are sure it's not her?
And there was like Revenge of the Ninja with Shogasugi. That was a great film.
Do you know something? You've reminded me there. Michael Dudikoff. One of the best films he ever starred in was with Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Bachelor Party.
My God, that's going back. I don't think I've seen Bachelor Party. It's probably not my bag.
Film. It really is a great film, especially the scene with the donkey.
I'm frightened to ask.
It sniffs something and it goes a bit berserk.
Tom Hanks's ass.
Oh. Hey, you're on.
I do like Tom Hanks. To be fair.
Yeah, so did that donkey, according to you.
One of the. Did you ever watch Dragnet?
The one with Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, it wasn't a great film.
Massively disappointed with that.
I don't know. Yeah. I think Dan Aykroyd was riding on Ghostbusters, and he tried with Chevy Chase in Spies Like Us. I think that's a great movie, but
I do as well.
People would argue the toss with me on that one.
If I remember rightly, I'm sorry, I'm going to be toxic white male. There was, I think it was one of the Russian women, one of the soldiers. Incredible.
She was in Stargate SG-1 as well.
Incredible.
Yeah, she's in Stargate SG-1 as well. She is.
Who is it?
Vanessa Angel.
Who was amazing in.
She was in that. Do you remember when Steve Miller Band Joker charted again? 1991.
Dude.
She was the girl playing Paul.
I'm just going to say this: Kingpin.
Yeah, I think she was in that too.
Kingpin is one of the greatest comedies ever.
I don't know if you're well versed in all things Stargate SG-1.
Yes, she was one of the aliens. Stargate. She was a
Tok'ra.
I watched it all. Stargate was fantastic.
It's a shame it got killed off. And I remember the day as well. It was August 21st, 2010.
I think the problem there was two problems with Stargate SG-1 towards the end.
Ben Browder and Claudia Black.
No. Well, okay. 4 problems.
Okay, what's the other 2?
I personally, I didn't have a problem with them because I watched Farscape.
Right.
It was there was chemistry there.
I agree with you, yes.
They are good actors. I didn't have a problem with him at all, or her. I think, for me, the problem was, it was when I can never say this, the Goa'uld,
yeah.
That was my teeth falling out, everybody.
When they became a joke.
When the story finished for those, which was, okay, fair enough. I don't think the new aliens, who were the new aliens? Those kind of mystic kind of...
You mean the Ori?
For me, just didn't...
You mean the pale-skinned, funny-eyed...
magical kind
space
of...
Space vicars.
Yeah, for me, I just... No.
I don't know. I think.
I think the problem was, it was when the story finished for those, which was, okay, fair enough. I don't think the new aliens, those kind of mystic kind of... You mean the Ori?
You mean the pale-skinned, funny-eyed...
Yeah, for me, I just... No.
Yeah,
No.
they were the Ori, weren't they? They were
Yeah, the Ori.
semi-ascended. They were the negative version of the ancients.
Yeah, for me, no.
Well, I
No.
don't know. I thought, yeah, yet again, they beat them in the end.
That's only because they only beat them in the end because Sci-Fi had pulled the plug.
Yeah. Well, two TV specials followed. There was Stargate, The Ark of Truth. That's how they beat the Ori.
Yeah.
And then there was Continuum, which I thought was a fantastic way to wrap up the Go Old, because there was still Baal, wasn't there, running around with all his clones.
He was great. He was.
Cliff Simon.
Yeah.
If I remember right, he was a South African Olympic diver.
He was South African.
Yes, man.
I would say something else, but I'd get struck off for saying it. You don't
No,
say
don't,
you don't say it anymore. If you've watched if you've watched the Wild Geese, you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, let's move swiftly on. I don't want anybody triggered. It's a Sunday evening.
The second problem I had with Stargate, and I think this is the main thing for me, if not everybody, was Stargate was Richard Dean Anderson.
Yeah, to a degree, and he was still in it.
But yeah, not full time.
Well, he got to a certain point in his life, and he said, "Right, I'm at a certain age now. I finally got a family. I want to appreciate the children growing up.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to see his kids grow up, and I can't fault him for that. You know, kudos to the man."
He was for me. It'd be like Shatner walking from Star Trek.
Well, yeah.
As I said, there was an adjustment period. Fair enough, and I just don't think the Ori were what was needed. Yeah, I didn't get it.
Yeah. Well, basically, it was all about cults and giving over your freedom. I think it was a metaphor for something else.
Yeah, I think
because the Ori fed off the worship given to them by these people what were forcibly made to follow a religion they didn't agree with.
Right.
So that's open to interpretation. So, you're at a juncture where you can actually say, hang on a minute, that strikes a few chords with me. You know?
Maybe. Personally, And
it's belief. It's down to belief. What's right and what's wrong. I think that was the analogy there. Okay. If you're going to believe in something, you need to believe what's right.
Okay, you're coming in at a very deep level with that.
Possibly so, but
it was beyond my paycheck then, mate.
Oh, right. Well, that was just an observation. That's right. What I came away with. It's like you should be free to make your own choices, to make your own decisions. Don't be forced into, believing somebody's bullshit, essentially. To condense it.
Okay, sounds like common. Sounds like now what we're all going through now.
Well, I'm a devout atheist, so I look at it that way.
I'm probably kind of the same.
I've had a lot of, how can I put it, brushes with the end, and I've never seen any bright lights.
Right. Okay.
So, they call me Cat, because apparently I've got 9 lives.
So how many have you got left?
6.
Have you been close?
I've been over the cusp 3 times.
Revived?
Yes, all 3 times.
So we're going to get deep here, Donny. This is deep shit. What do you think this light is?
I think that's just neural activity. You're seeing what's left in the optic nerve, the last remnants of information coming into the brain being processed.
As the brain's, because obviously the brain is alive. Is it about 12 minutes?
3.
Oh, is it 3? So once the heart stops and
3 brain death after 3 minutes without oxygen.
Without oxygen. So if you're being kept alive, obviously that's prolonged.
Well, no, because you could be in a post-vegetative state.
No, but if somebody's giving you CPR,
well, they don't give you oxygen now, do they? You know, you're not being given the kiss of life anymore. You're just receiving CPR.
Well, I am a qualified first aider, by the way.
Nice.
I was nice. It's 30 compressions breath.
Yeah, but they don't do the breath anymore.
Since when?
Since that Staying Alive advert, can't you remember? With Vinnie Jones.
They've stopped the breath. Well, I was
last I heard, yeah.
Well, that's very bad, isn't it?
I could be wrong.
No, I had my training last year.
Well, it might be right then.
It's 30. It is recommended that if you give somebody the kiss of life, you use a shield between the person and yourself.
Yeah, but what if you've got nothing to hand? What are you supposed to do? Like rip a crisp?
Well, in my first aid kit, I've got a first aid kit in the van. I've got one of those. I've also got it's like a.
I'm jealous you've got a van.
It's only a tiny van.
Are you justified an ancient?
No, I would love
an ice cream van.
I would love a large van. It's only a tiny little van, but it's great.
Like an escort van.
No, it's a Citroen Nemo.
I am not aware of said model.
Forget vans for the moment.
Sorry.
So you think that the light is the last remnants of light going into the
optic nerve? Yeah.
Okay.
That's what. See, yet again, that's just my interpretation.
I would agree with that as well. To be fair.
Oh. It's all right. I'm just having a moment.
It's not it's not cat life number 4, is it?
No. I was just having a moment with my stool.
That's a stool that you sit down on, ladies and gentlemen, not the other type of stool.
Take a stool joke. Shit down.
Trev and myself talk stools. Speak
for yourself.
Speaking of cats, my cat has been poorly this last couple of days. Oh. The only thing in this world that gives a fuck about me is my little female cat.
Yeah.
And she's been poorly the last few days, and I've been very, very worried.
Well, I'm into a different kind of pussy, but we'll move swiftly on. I'm a dog person, to be honest.
Well, to be fair, I'm a pet person. To be fair,
yeah. Well, if it was a choice, I mean, I'm really allergic to cats, so
yeah.
Obviously, that makes me a dog person.
Yeah, I used to. I grew up with dogs. That's what you did back in the day. Back in the day, you would have a dog because mother is at home looking after the dog. Doesn't happen a lot nowadays, is it? Most people are out to work now.
Yeah.
So cats are great for that, but
Well, I had a long spell of working from home, so when we got our dog, he was with me all day, every day. So, he's kind of latched on to me, which is great.
Right.
He's my best friend until somebody rattles a pack of treats. He's gone.
Very fickle.
Oh, yes. Controlled by belly. Bit like me, really.
I like all pets. It's a privilege to have pets. I agree, children. Yeah. Pets are just totally dependent on you. And they give so much back.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I was a dog person, but when I moved in with this, the Wolves fan, she had a rescue cat called Magic, a little black cat, female. She'd been knocked about a bit before she was rescued.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you.
And she was the most loving pet I've ever had, irrespective of being a dog or a cat. Such a fantastic pet. So at that point, I just became a total cat person. But there you go. It's whatever floats your boat, mate.
Yep, true.
I like all pets. Yeah, this
Oh.
as I said, my cat Jet. Yeah, she's been poorly, and I'm kind of worried it was something serious. But she seems to be a little bit more perky today, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it. Yeah, I read up that cats are very difficult. They suffer from dehydration. And as you know, if you're ill and you're dehydrated, it's not a good scenario, irrespective of you being a cat, dog, or a person. So
I agree. There's nothing worse than a dry pussy. Why are you laughing? I'm being serious. I'm thinking of your cat. Have I said something wrong?
No, you've said something right.
Oh, compose yourself, man. We're professionals.
Oh, Trev.
What?
That's why I like you, Trev. You just fucking honed in with the thermonuclear device of jokes. Boom!
You got to. You got to. Like a friend of mine says, you got to have a fucking laugh. Otherwise, you're miserable.
You have, mate. And
well, it's
to be
better
fair,
to have a wet pussy than a dry one. Let's face it.
Well, at my stage in life, wet, dry, basically any pussy will do.
Right. Okay. They make good companions. If you're a pussy person, that's good on you. More power to you.
Oh dear.
What?
Listen, you just be professional for a moment while I just chuckle away. I'm just going to mute.
I've done him. Oh dear. I've broke the channel. I do apologise, Donny, and writer Captain Opinion. I've seem to have broke Mr. Brown, who anyway.
Not that I wasn't broke anyway. Oh, Trev. I think to be fair, Trev, I do like talking bollocks with you. I can recognise the sign of somebody who's good at it.
Oh, thanks. I'll take that as a compliment. A backhanded compliment, but I'll take it all the same.
Speaking of professional, you know how I wrote some notes? I've just looked at the notes and we've talked about absolutely fuck all.
Right, well...
listen, shall we just... Right,
yeah,
shall we just finish on Cobra Kai?
If you want.
I think a lot of people are just kind of latching onto it. It has been around for the past couple of years, and I was very, very lucky that I kind of latched onto it straight away. And it's good.
It's very good. I get that.
There is lots of member berries for the older people.
Yeah, there are quite a few nods to the past.
There is some wokeness in there, but it's so it's so well written that there are times when it actually takes the piss out of itself. Have you noticed?
On occasion, yeah. I must say I have noticed.
And it's done it this season as well, which I think's been quite good.
Yeah, it's not been too bad at all.
When you have wokeness or whatever lectured, it leaves a bitter taste in the mouth, doesn't it?
You know, yeah, you're right.
A little bit like dry pussy. Oh, shit. Sorry, that's me being toxic. Sorry. When we get lectured, it's not good.
Well, there's a lot of that in society at the moment, isn't there? Let's face it. You must do this, you must do that,
Yeah.
and
And when you lecture, you lose your audience.
I don't know. There's still plenty of sheeple which will take it in.
But I think with Cobra Kai, it takes the piss a little bit out of all this. But there is like girl characters and stuff like that. So it's got something for everybody, for every age level. It has got something for the viewer.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would actually.
It's got something for the old fuckers who, like you and I, who watched the original Karate Kid. So you've got all the Johnny Lawrence and you've got the bully, haven't you? Daniel San, the bully.
Yeah.
Did you see all the did you see that YouTube video once where they kind of analyzed the Karate Kid and basically they said that Daniel LaRusso was the bully?
Yeah. Yeah.
This season,
I remember that now.
This season, that has been referenced twice.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And I genuinely laughed. And I thought, this is good.
Well, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, what if he actually was the bully and,
He was, because he was basically, this guy fucked up, Johnny. And then Daniel LaRusso, he just basically went in for the kill, didn't he?
Pretty much, yeah.
So the nods to that and those videos on this season has been, it genuinely made me laugh. And I think what's his name? What's the guy who played? Is it William Zabka, the guy who plays Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny.
God, that's a good. He's such a fucking dinosaur, isn't he?
It's good though. I'll give him that.
It is. It is. You saw this week's Japan episode. Fuck! How good was that?
Pretty good, actually.
Do you remember what Karate Kid 2, where the Japanese girl, you got to admit, Daniel LaRusso spread it about a bit when he was in the films, wasn't he? Because he was going out with what's her name, Ali, Elizabeth
Shue.
He was doing her. Still got it, by the way. And he went to Japan for literally straight after for number 2, didn't he? And then he starts doing.
I have a confession to make.
Little bastard.
I have a confession to make. I only watched Karate Kid the movie about 2 months ago. I've never actually seen it before.
Oh my God.
It wasn't really my cup of tea back in the day.
You know what gets me every time with that film?
Go on.
I remember back in the day when the £10 videos used to come out. Do you remember?
£10 videos?
Yeah, you meant the £10 VHS.
You mean like at Woolworths and stuff like that?
Indeed. It was, I think Karate Kid was released just before Christmas. And I remember, I think it was either Boxing Day or the day after Boxing Day, borrowing my brother's moped and riding all the way to the local Woolworths to buy the £10 VHS of Karate Kid. I just thought I'd drop that in there.
You sad bastard.
I know. It was middle of winter as well, so it was really cold. But I tell you what, Karate Kid is a movie for a generation. Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah. When 1984, was it 85? I think it was 84. I was at school.
Remember.
We loved all that shit. What gets me is the fight at the end.
Which movie?
Karate Kid.
Oh yeah, where
when he
he's
does the praying mantis kind of crane style, whatever it is.
right. Yeah, I'm with
And
you.
the music and the music builds,
Mm.
and he's on one leg.
Yeah, just that Crane style, doesn't he?
Gets me every time, mate.
But he doesn't look like Andy Crane at all, does he?
No, gets me every time. It's one of those kind of hairs on the back of the neck moment.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. So
I
to
get
me,
like that with PS1 startups. Yeah. Moving swiftly on.
oh dear.
Hey, we've got 4 minutes left.
We have. That's why I'm trying to finish off, and you're just
Sorry.
You're,
Digressing again.
Yeah, Cobra Kai. It's just got everything for everybody. The Japanese woman who was on today, you know, the girl who was on number 2, who was pretty as a picture back then. She's still got it.
What's the connection with Picard? She was in Star Trek Picard.
Oh no, it was. Oh no.
Yeah, Commodore O.
And I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, Trevor has just written the book on how to finish off a YouTube stroke podcast on a very, very sour, low moment. Well done, sir.
Oh, you can't pin that on me. That's not fair.
I know the one you mean as well.
Yeah. Commodore O, which I thought was funny because all I kept thinking was Commodore 64.
Please, I really don't want to talk about Picard because it's like having your bollocks booted continually for 10 hours.
It was shite, let's face it. It was crap beyond all.
Was that her? That was her then?
Yeah, Commodore.
I'm going to say this. I much prefer her in Cobra Kai.
Karate Kid. Yeah. I thought that, to be honest, because I kept looking and thinking, is it or isn't it? And I'm like, yeah. And then when the name came up in the credits, it's like, oh my goodness.
I think Cobra Kai has been the most consistent, probably almost perfect TV show for the past 3 seasons. I think the duration is perfect, and all the characters are there. It's got something, as I said, it's got something for everybody.
Yeah,
and all these nods going back to the original Karate Kid, which people of my age were into big time. It's the writing is fantastic as well. The writers understand it perfectly.
Have you seen many of the names in the credits
On the new series?
Yeah.
With regards to, how do you mean?
Well, one of the executive producers. Do you know who it might be?
There are there's William Zabka. He's an executive.
Along with
Ralph, what's his
Macchio?
Yeah.
Will Smith. Will Smith's name pops up.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
The Will Smith, I think.
Right. Okay.
I could be wrong on that. It could be a different Will Smith.
I would say you're probably correct. If you're not getting it mixed up with his version of the Karate Kid, with his, was it Jaden, his son?
I just thought, that's a bit of a connection.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see the connection. Because to be fair, yeah.
But that was crap, wasn't it? Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith.
I never watched it because, to be fair,
I think I've seen about 10 minutes of it. To be honest, like Man of Steel, not something I want to watch really.
There is only one Karate Kid.
Now you've just said there is only one. I'm thinking of Highlander. Yes, Highlander.
I will say, my friend,
I am Ramirez.
Man of Steel, I think I was very, very disappointed with it when it came out at the cinema. I thought the first act...
Did you see, just digressing before we go, that poll I put up on Twitter?
Yes.
Did you see that one? Did you vote on it?
What was the films again?
it said there's only one Superman, Reeves or Cavill.
Oh, I know. Very, very difficult decision. Genuinely, Christopher Reeve is the perfect. He is Superman. He's the perfect Superman. But
And he did a classic fourth wall break in one of the Superman movies. Do you remember that, where he sort
I
of
do at the end
flies towards the camera, smiles, and then banks off?
I know.
But that's class.
That's because it was so well written.
I'm still yet to see the Donner cut of Superman 2.
I must admit, I would like to see that.
Yeah. Be nice to get my hands on a copy of that.
Christopher Reeve is God rest his soul, is a great Superman.
Do you know, his life towards the end became the exact irony of who he was. He was the Man of Steel, and then he,
fell off his horse.
But the thing is, he didn't let it stop him. He was determined to get back up on his feet. But it's just a shame all the ailments he ended up with, beating.
Yeah, it was basically the body kind of not being able to move. You just basically waste away, don't you? So
yeah, pretty much.
Christopher Reeve, great Superman. I will say Superman. That. Well, yes, but nothing is forever, though. You should give Man of Steel a crack, mate. Honestly,
I rate Cavill, to be honest. Listen, that's why I only picked him.
We've gone over by a minute, but we'll just finish off on Superman. Yes, we'll just finish this thread.
Who was the only actor to get paid $5 million to play Superman, but never did?
I don't know.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah, because that was going to be the reboot thing, wasn't it? Yes. There's even some footage of him around
on YouTube.
Yeah.
But he did play him in the end. My kids were watching a movie, Teen Titans Go the movie or something like that.
Okay.
And he voiced Superman, and I thought, hey, at last he's finally done Superman.
Never got Nicolas Cage. However, in Kick-Ass, absolutely fucking superb.
It was mint. But he only got on because of his uncle. Do you know who his uncle is?
Go on.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh.
That's Nicolas Cage's real name. Kim Nicholas Coppola, I think it is, or Kim Ford Coppola or something.
Thermonuclear trivia from...
Sorry, again.
This is this Sunday show. This is why I'm going to just call it World of Trev. Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to get my channel sorted out.
Listen, mate, as I said to you before, if you want to do your own thing, that's great, but I have no issue with you doing this as a joint channel, because if anything, it might take the pressure off trying to get stuff out.
Mate, your content is first class. I mean, I've been checking out the other stuff you did with Demon Scythe, Synthwave, and Captain Culture, and there was what was the other one? Were there only two between us? The last one we did?
I think this is the third one, isn't it? There's Demon Scythe, Synthwave has been on.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Culture.
Commander Culture's great. I think you would get on with that bloke. He's fucking so knowledgeable.
Is he an anorak like me?
He is. He loves he loves TNG. He's fucking massive on that. But his knowledge,
massive.
I know, his knowledge on all this kind of politics and woke bollocks and all this stuff.
I try not to go down that rabbit.
I know that is
so bad. It draws me in. It's like a black hole, like we were mentioning earlier. Our lives are seeming to be forcibly gravitating around these objects, which are touchy subjects.
Very, 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 very. Went Chinese, and he's very knowledgeable.
Oh.
Seriously knowledgeable. Problem being was the other video, you know, the one what we did at 2 a.m. in the morning because we were bored.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Again, he's up on his stuff. But we'll just finish off with the Superman, and then
Okay.
we'll call it. Shall we call it a draw at 140? Yeah.
Well, crack on, young man. Crack on.
Yeah. You should give Man of Steel another go, because I remember when I watched it at the cinema, I was massively disappointed. What I found a bitter pill to swallow was I thought the first act with Russell Crowe was so poorly acted. I just thought, what the fuck is this shit?
Hang on, I've got the wrong Superman film. It's Superman Returns I'm thinking of with
Brandon
God,
Roth.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Sorry. No,
So you've seen Man
I
of
rate
Steel.
Cavill.
Cavill's a great Superman.
Why am I getting confused? It's the one with Kevin Spacey in it, being
Lex Luthor.
yeah.
Totally yeah. Could have been good, but
Could have been.
Could have been. Missed opportunity.
Like a lot of things in Hollywood these days.
Yeah, to finish off, if there's one, we need a Superman film. The world needs a good Superman film.
Doomcock as Superman.
He is. We need a Superman film in the ilk of Christopher Reeve. I think.
I don't know. I think Cavill
could do it.
Own. Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of Cavill and his Superman.
And his English.
He would be fantastic. I think the world needs a Superman film, and I just hope that Warner Brothers realise that the world needs Superman.
Do you know, I really rated him in The Witcher.
Not seen it because I don't think it's my bag.
I didn't think it'd be my bag, but I'm not really into all that kind of
Same here.
fantasy type stuff. But I thought it was quite passable.
Apparently, it's going very, very woke for season 2.
Well, that's a shame.
And Henry Cavill has kind of subliminally said through one of his YouTube videos. So we'll see. Shall we call it a draw?
Yes, matey. It's been fun again as always. Thank you very much for pestering me all week to come and do another. Okay.
We'll end it and then we'll just have a little brief chat afterwards, yes?
Okay, then, mate. Thank you very much for having me on board.
Absolute pleasure, my friend. You are the best. Don't forget that. Cheers, everybody. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.